How's it going, YouTube? This is Skul, and welcome to my Disney Clamshell Collection video from 2026. As you can see, I have a lot of clamshells. I have over 100. I actually have most of the clamshells that have ever been released by Disney for their VHS tapes, for their series VHS tapes. I think I am only missing something like 15. I have most of everything. And, well, I want to show off my collection in today's video. So I'm going to be splitting this video up into different sections. You can check out the chapters to skip to whatever section you're most interested in. Although I think that it's worth looking at the whole video just because there's so many tapes here. If you're a child of the 90s, then you know what these tapes are. So a lot of these are actually tapes that I had growing up. I just never got rid of them, and now they are part of this collection. So we got a lot to get through. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start out with, of course, the beginning of it all, the Disney Classics, otherwise known as the Black Diamond Edition. And all of these releases I'm just going to show off in chronological order of when the film was released. So let's just go ahead and get started. We got Dumbo. And I have been thinking about potentially showing off everything, you know, the inside, the outside, everything. I think I'll stick with just the front cover, just so you guys can see. We got the second printing of Dumbo. This is going to be fun trying to pick out tapes one at a time. I think it'll be easier as we go. Bambi. Cinderella. And a lot of these still have the price tags from when I picked them up. I miss when tapes were only $1 each. Now they're somewhere between $3 and $5 usually. Still fairly cheap, and I rarely find any that I'm still missing out in the wild. So whenever I do, I'll happily pay whatever it costs. Got Peter Pan here. Next up, whoop, sorry about that. Lady and the Tramp. I actually got this one at a yard sale in Anchorage, Alaska when we went to visit in 2024. I got these misarranged already. Here we go. 101 Dalmatians. The Sword and the Stone. The Jungle Book. Robin Hood, and this was the very first, I will go ahead and show this one off properly. This was the very first release of the Classics edition. So you can see here it's in this nice big black case, almost like a faux leather sort of a look, although it still feels like normal plastic. Hard to believe this tape that I'm holding in my hands was released in, I believe, 1984. This tape is over 40 years old. It was released a mere, what is that, 11 years after Robin Hood itself came out. And of course, later they did re-release it, so this is the second Robin Hood. Next up, The Rescuers. Yep. And of course the tapes get caught on each other, so this is slow going. The Fox and the Hound, which was the final tape to be released in the Classics line, 1994, after I was born. The Great Mouse Detective. The Little Mermaid. Yes, it is that cover. You'll know it when you see it. Pretty sure I got that one when I was in Alaska too, come to think of it. The Rescuers Down Under. Beauty and the Beast, one of many examples in this collection where this is my actual childhood copy. Very loved, very worn, but it's mine. Could always replace it with a better copy, but I don't want to. Aladdin, another childhood copy. And that completes the classics. Now we move on to the Masterpiece Collection. Starting off with the one that started it all, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Pinocchio. Fantasia. Pinocchio and Fantasia don't have the Masterpiece Collection logo on them anywhere, but they're part of the set. They're both titled Walt Disney's Masterpiece. I've always thought Fantasia stood out because it has a black case, very simplistic art. Of course, it's just an older film overall. Fantasia stands out in the canon, but it's definitely in my opinion, it's a perfect film. Dumbo. Bambi. 55th anniversary. So this must have come out in 97. So Bambi turns, I think, what is that, 85 next year? My goodness. Fun and Fancy Free. Melody Time. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. 50th anniversary for that one, wow. Whoop. Cinderella. This is the one that I grew up with. Actually, I grew up with the Laserdisc, but also had the tape. Alice in Wonderland. I actually have a sealed copy of this. But I didn't want to bring it out because I don't want to risk damaging the seal. Peter Pan. Sleeping Beauty. There's a widescreen VHS that I'm missing for that as well. Lady and the Tramp. There's a widescreen version of this. However, I'm not missing it. I actually have it. A Lady and the Tramp widescreen. Yeah. It's really cool that Disney put out these widescreens way back when. I didn't even know that till I started collecting these tapes just a few years ago. I guess they didn't sell all that well because they're not easy to find. 101 Dalmatians. The Sword and the Stone. The Jungle Book, and this one is sealed. It's my only copy. It's still sealed. Kind of crazy that you can it's not that hard to find sealed clamshell tapes. A lot of people just bought them and never opened them up. There was never a reason to. I just find that kind of stuff cool. The Aristocats. Robin Hood. And the newest edition of my collection, which I just picked up yesterday, because I just found one in person, Robin Hood, the second printing. Like I said, they're up to like $5 a tape now instead of just one like it used to be. But who am I to complain? Finding a tape that I was missing in person, I'll pay $5 for it. It's a lot easier than paying $5 plus shipping online, am I right? The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. The Little Mermaid. And I actually much prefer the end credits version from this than the normal film. This comes with a remix of Part of Your World instead of Under the Sea. It's just beautiful. The Black Cauldron, which... okay, I might have accidentally put this in the wrong spot. This should come before The Little Mermaid. And so should this next one. Yeah, these are out of chronological order. My bad. Oliver and Company. And now we're back to actual order like it should be. We got The Lion King. Classic. This is the best-selling VHS tape of all time. Next up is Pocahontas. Oop. Almost tripped there. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hercules. And Mulan was the last Disney animation film to get a Masterpiece Collection release. However, there were a few releases that were animation live-action hybrids. So I think this one came first. We got Mary Poppins. And a second edition of Mary Poppins. Pretty sure this was the second one. And the last Masterpiece Collection I've got, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. There were, what, 30-something, 40-something tapes in the Masterpiece Collection? Absolutely nuts. If you grew up in the 90s, you remember. Next up comes the Gold Collection. So, first off, we've got Saludos Amigos. This was the first time it was released on VHS, was in the Gold Collection, as well as Melody Time, not Melody Time, Make Mine Music. Melody Time's right there. Make Mine Music was first released on VHS in the Gold Collection as well. Those were the last two Disney animation films that didn't get a release. I am currently missing Make Mine Music. Wouldn't you know it, it didn't sell that well. The Three Caballeros. Alice in Wonderland. Very interesting art. Never decided if I like that one or not. Of course, I'm a victim of nostalgia. I will always take the original cover over any of the newer ones for just about anything. Anything I grew up on, I'll always prefer that cover, I think. The Fox and the Hound. I do like that cover, though. I like the original more, but that one's nice. Pocahontas. And something that the Gold Collection did that the other ones didn't. They included direct-to-video sequels. So, Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World, got re-released in the Gold Collection. Mulan, again. And another thing that got released in the Gold Collection, Pixar films. So, Toy Story, and A Bug's Life. And also, like, direct-to-video original films as well, like Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas got a Gold Collection release. I don't have that yet, but it's on my list. And another release of Mary Poppins. And the final set that they released, I actually have every single one of them, is the Platinum Edition. So they only released 4 films on clamshell, and these are them. Gotta be careful with this one, it's still sealed. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Still sealed. Beauty and the Beast. Aladdin, which was the final clamshell that Disney released ever. And finally, The Lion King, which isn't even platinum. It's like bronze. So yeah, those are all of my set tapes, but I've still got plenty of more films that are animated and got a VHS release. So next up, I'm going to show off any Disney animation films that were released not as part of any set. Starting off with Tarzan, Fantasia 2000. I would love to see this get a 4K restoration. It was filmed in IMAX, so yeah. The Emperor's New Groove.
All right, the poison for Kuzco. The poison chosen especially to kill Kuzco. Kuzco's poison. That poison.
Dinosaur. Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I know I'm missing Treasure Planet and Brother Bear. And Lilo and Stitch. And now I'll go ahead and show off my Pixar tapes. So there were, what is this, 5 Pixar films that were released on clamshell tape. And I have all 5 of them. So, starting off with Toy Story. The next one is A Bug's Life, and they handled this interesting. They actually had 4 or 5 different faces that you could buy. I have two of them. I have Flick and the Ladybug, I forget his name. Anyway, but all of these characters got a tape release, so it's kind of fun to go out and collect all of them. The only difference is the cover. It was the first time that cover variants were a thing for tapes, and I'm kind of sad they didn't keep doing that, because I think it was kind of fun. Toy Story 2. Next up is Monsters, Inc., which comes in this cool transparent case with a blue tape. Miss when companies did fun things for releases. And the final Pixar film released on tape was Finding Nemo. And believe it or not, this tape was the way I watched it growing up. We had this instead of the DVD. There's also one Pixar adjacent film that got a tape release, and that was Buzz Lightyear of Star Command: The Adventure Begins. I'm so sad that Disney doesn't acknowledge this anymore, and I get why they don't. They want you to think that Lightyear is the only one that matters, but come on, this movie and this show was just fun. And yeah, the tape and the DVD is the only way you can watch it. All right, next I'm going to show my DisneyToon theatrical movies. Well, I guess one of these isn't theatrical, and it's close enough. Anyway, so released by DisneyToon Studios, we've got DuckTales the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. The all-time classic, A Goofy Movie. Vastly underrated movie, Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin. I wouldn't be surprised if I wore this tape completely out watching it over and over again. The Tigger Movie. I have a very strong memory of seeing this one in theaters. Next up is The Jungle Book 2. And finally, Peter Pan in Return to Neverland. And next up, I'm going to show off my direct-to-video sequels. So I know that there's way more than this, but this is just what I have. Let's just go through them. We got Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True. Probably the worst of them. It's pretty bad. There's some enjoyment to be gotten out of it, though. Lady and the Tramp 2, Scamp's Adventure, which, as I recall, is actually a pretty solid film. The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea, which that was one of the earliest DVDs that my family owned. I remember watching it on repeat so much when I was young. Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. Another one that we watched all the time growing up. I actually kind of like that film. Tim Curry, of course, is the highlight. He's always the highlight. Belle's Magical World. Way up there with Cinderella 2 as among the worst. Oh, man. The very first direct-to-video sequel ever, and one of the best-selling tapes ever, Return of Jafar. Again, there's some enjoyment to be had out of it. Aladdin and the King of Thieves, which I liked a lot more than Return of Jafar. This is pretty good. One of the best direct-to-video sequels ever, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Yep. It's really good. Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World. Ironically, it's more accurate than the first film. And I actually really liked this. And then, to wrap it all up, I have 4 tapes here that are not part of any other release. They're just re-releases of the films in various ways. But they're unique releases that I decided to show off. So we got Pinocchio, the 60th anniversary edition. I gotta reach way far up there to grab these now. We got Dumbo, the 60th anniversary edition, which must mean this tape came out in the year 2001. Wow. And the last 2 to wrap it up is this standalone release of The Three Caballeros. I'm pretty sure this is a really old tape. Not sure when exactly it released, but that's how old it is because the label looks like that. And finally, another copy of The Great Mouse Detective. I'm pretty sure that this also has a Masterpiece Collection release with this art on it, but as you can see, this is just a standard release, so yeah. Ooh, what's in here? Now I'm going to get distracted. It's probably some, oh, you can get a discount the next time you pop in. That's exactly what it is. Okay, well, at least I remember where I got this. That's cool. From right here in my hometown, nowhere special. Anyway, that brings my journey to an end. I actually have lots more clamshells beyond this. I have non-Disney animated films, I have Disney live action films, I have non-Disney live action films. There's a lot more clamshells than just what you see here, but these are my Disney clamshells, and that brings this video to an end. I plan on eventually completing every single set. I want every single Masterpiece Collection tape, every single Classics tape, every single Gold Collection tape, and I already have every single Platinum Edition tape. So one day, this will be a complete set, and that'll probably be the day that I make an update video on this, because there's so few tapes between here and a complete set. Like I said, like 15 or less across all of these different sets that I am missing. So I just think that I'll hold off until it's 100% complete before I make an update video. Until then, thanks everyone for watching. Please let me know what your memories are of Disney clamshells. I look forward to seeing all your comments in the comments of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that stuff, because I got a lot of other videos to show off in the future. Lots of other collection videos. Yeah, that does it for now. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.